Hey everybody, welcome back to the Dice Tower. My name is Zee Garcia.
I'm Tom Vasel.
Today we're taking a look at Carnuta here.
I love meat.
Carnutas on a burrito. That's delicious. You know? Nicely chopped up. This is from Repos Productions, 2 to 4 players, 25 minutes, and is a card game in which you're collecting cards and scoring based off of those cards. Let me show you how it works. In the game, each player begins with their board and their starting tokens and one random starting resource or good or type of magical thing. So we've got that. We've got the 3 players here. This is the center of the table with some resources available, as well as some more of these night and day tokens, which are double-sided. On your turn, you're going to be taking 2 actions. Once those 2 actions are done, it'll be the next player's turn. And this keeps going around the table until someone gets to 11 cards played. We begin with 1, so 11 is the trigger. We finish out that round, and then we play 1 more round, and then we'll score for each of the different types of goods in front of the players. And so whoever has the most points is going to be the winner of the game. On your turn, like I said, you get 2 actions, and that comes from a pool of 4 possibilities. So first possibility, draw a card. You take 1 card from out here, add that card to your hand. So for example, perhaps my first action will be take this card, add that to my hand. I'm going to go ahead and replenish that. Second action, you can play a card from your hand. To play a card, you're going to put it in front of you. You have to be able to pay the requirements at the top. The requirements are going to come in moons or suns, and then the symbol below the token indicates what you need to do with it. Either flip it over or discard it back to the pool. So if I want to play this card, I have to have 1 moon and I have to give it up. So I would take one of these and I'd put it back in the pool without changing its orientation, and I have now played a card. That's been my 2 actions. Draw a card, play a card. It would be the next player's turn. I do have to make sure at the end of my turn that I only have a hand of at most 3 cards, and that I've updated this if I forgot to do it when I played a card, which is going to happen. Normally you do it when you play the card. And so I'm going to move this slider up to the 2 right here to indicate I have now played 2 cards. I have 2 in front of me. Now, you'll notice that there's a couple of little symbols on the sliding scale here. When you get to the 4, you're going to clear this token, which will give you room for more of these. And when you get to 8, you'll clear the other one. There's a couple of other symbols right here, which I'll come back to in just 1 second. So for right now, our board looks like this. Now, why are we playing these cards, and what are the other 2 actions? Well, the other 2 actions are going to be, besides play a card, draw a card, and play a card, you can take tokens, you can take, replenish your board up to its maximum, but you can only take 1 type or the other. So on my turn, I could take suns, and I would say, I only get 1 anyway because I only have room for 1, but if this looked like so, then I would be able to take 3 tokens, but I could only take 1 kind or the other. I can't combine them and take, say, 2 moons and a sun. I cannot do that. And then the final option on your turn is to flip your tokens so that they all face the same way. So, for instance, if it's the beginning of my new turn and for some reason I really need 4 moons, my first action could be taking tokens, and my second action could be flipping tokens so that they're all facing the same way by doing that. I could also have made them all suns if I wanted to, but I could have just taken those instead. So those are your 4 actions. Take a card, play a card, take tokens, flip them all to match. Every card in front of you is going to have a symbol that represents what that thing is, and then possibly some scoring next to it that you'll deal with at the end of the game. In this case, that starting 4-leaf clover says I'm going to get 1 victory point for every one of these flowers and 1 victory point for every one of those dragon eggs. This one over here, the berry, is a berry and happens to also score from berries. Great. This card right here, which eventually, if I can take it and play it, is going to cost me 2 moons given up and 1 moon flipped over, like so, is going to go into its own stack, like that. If I ever get any further cards of the same stack, by the way, I can just stack them up like so. But this one's going to give me 4 victory points for every berry and 4-leaf clover combination. I've got that once, there and there. If I can get another berry, fantastic, then I'll be able to have this twice and get 8 points from that. Now, the salt, which is this right here, is wild, and when you gain it, you assign it to any one stack you've already got going, and it'll count as one of that thing. Now, one thing I haven't mentioned yet is the symbols here. At 6 and at 10, when your token reaches that space, you are going to gain one of these tokens that have been set aside at the beginning of the game and add it to the corresponding pile if you've got that going. So, for example, if I really want to keep going with the berries and this is still available, I could put that there, and that's going to count as yet another berry for my endgame scoring. These will go away as the players take them and put them, as part of their piles. So if you end up unlocking your 6th card and your 10th card later in the game, you'll have fewer options of what's left. And so that's the game. Players take turns drawing cards, playing, collecting these tokens, spending them by putting them back or flipping them over, playing cards in front of them, organizing the cards by type. Ultimately, somebody will get all the way up to 11. At that point, we finish out the round. This is the start player token, so we'll finish with that player. And then play one more time each of us. Once that's done, we'll pull this out and we will score how many points we've got. So say butterflies, I take a look at my stack of butterflies and look at the scoring for that. I've got this twice. So for me, I would write down 8 right there. Berries, okay, I've only got that scoring in berries, 1 per, 1, 2, 3. Great, in berries I would write a 3. And so on, figuring out my total score. One final thing I forgot to mention, these tokens right here that you begin with, you have 2 for the entire game. You can cash one of these in to refresh one of these rows. And by that I mean discarding the entirety of the row and flipping 4 new cards. Because don't forget, these replenish themselves automatically when you take a card. You will flip a new one into its place, but if the available ones are really not to your liking twice in the game, you can flush out that line and see some new options. This is a very pretty game, as you can see, and that's the first thing that caught my eye, honestly, the fact that it comes in a very small box. It is from Repo's production, whose games I tend to enjoy, and it's a very eye-catching game. Also, it does this thing. What?
I don't care one way.
Which I don't like.
I'm throwing that away.
I don't like that. There's no title now on this cover.
Oh, wait, there's not? Oh, I hate that.
It says it on the outside, the other sides, and the back maybe even, but not on the front.
Although the back doesn't have any info about the game.
Oh, Carnuta strikes again.
That's interesting.
Isn't that weird? That's a weird way to do a sleeve that needs to be there. I'm not sure I love that. The gameplay, though, is a very simple game.
Well, I mean, the components inside.
And the components inside
are really good. This game actually reminds me, component-wise, of Splendor.
Yeah, I could see that. It has this one central thing that everybody goes, ooh, these are nice bits.
Yeah, and although, again, this is probably the size of Splendor, and this is the box. This is the box Splendor should have been in.
Yeah, that's true, because Splendor kind of comes in this much bigger, unnecessarily so, box. Yeah, the manipulation of those bits and the taking cards and playing cards makes for a very simple game, but one that I found kind of easy to play and almost relaxing in a way. There's something very, soothing about this game.
Relaxing is a really good word for it. There's a little bit of tension you took a card that I want.
Yeah.
And I think because of that, the game scales. A lot of these games, they'll scale differently. I think a 4-player game of this should be the most relaxing because you just give up hoping
True.
I mean, not give up in the game.
You should, don't get married to any card out there. Wait till it's your turn. Yeah.
But in a 2-player game, I can be like, oh, I'll get that next turn. Right? You're not going to take that card.
Yeah.
Wait, I can look at what you have. You can keep track. A 2-player game of this feels much more strategic than 4 is more of a, you're right, casual. This is in the same category as games like Century Spice Road a little bit, or like I said, Splendor, this idea, there's interaction and going back and forth, but you're just collecting stuff, take the card, make them worth points.
And when I first read the rule book, I thought, my initial thought was, is that it? And I was kind of disappointed, actually. I thought this is going to be kind of a lame game. It's going to be a little bit of a nothing of a game. But the rules aren't able to translate how chill the game is and how fun it is to look out there and go, ooh, that dragon egg is a dragon egg. I don't care for that, but it scores off of flowers and butterflies. I got a lot of both of those. I like that combination. I'm getting that.
And to that end, you need to not get married to some things. So I'll take this card that's, let's say it's a butterfly, and it gives you 3 points for every combo of cloverleaf and dragon egg that you get. I'm like, well, I need as many of those as I can. I've collected none of those so far. Maybe I should just be happy on the resource it's giving me, give up on that combo, and try to work on other combos that I'm already building towards.
Yeah.
But you can get sidetracked. Like, I'm doing this. Ooh, now I'm going to build that. Ooh, that combo. And then you'll never go anywhere. You want to build what you can.
Yeah.
And if you build everything, it all circles back, but also you probably won't have any good combos. You'll just have a bunch of mediocre stuff.
Yeah. And the game is 25 minutes, and it really is very, very quick. Every single card you play, and you could probably play a card almost every turn, if not, every other turn. You get to 11, game's over. I mean, it's just so fast. The scoring's straightforward and simple. Collecting those sun and moon tiles is like a binary a resource, like a binary income. But it's so easy to manage. You spend them, and then next turn you just take a whole bunch. There's no limitation to it. You're like, okay, I'll fill up. I'm happy again. Taking the tokens that have a 1 symbol as you level up.
Yeah.
Like once you get to, I don't know, I think it's 8 and 10 or 7 and 10. When you get to that spot, you get a token of anything you want to, and it's one of my favorite moments in the game because
especially if you're first.
Yeah, if you're first, you have your choice of everything. But later in the game, even you're like, well, one more of this thing clicks this combo into scoring itself again. I'll take that. Put it right there on the card. Great, fantastic. Even something as simple as the token you can spend to wipe away a row seems, like something they could have left out, but I'm glad they included it. I don't even always use it, but I'm glad it's there.
Yeah, in case you need to. I like that in every game, frankly.
So I think this is a nice, relaxing, very welcoming game that, on the flip side of all those things, I think is going to become repetitive quickly, and I think it has a pretty... Like, once you've seen this game a few times, you've seen it all, it will not surprise you.
I don't disagree with that. I don't know that I care as much. Think about other small games like No Thanks and things like that. I don't know that this will surprise me either, but I think that the combos will come out quickly, and these designers, at least Ho Kwang and Gary Kim, they like making those games that have these combos, and it's one of their easier ones, and I don't have to pick at the beginning the 6 cards we're using for this game or whatever. It just throw it. So
what are you at?
As a just a filler, something in between, this is the kind of game for me that I will pull out after a dinner. I've invited another couple over, and there's 2 couples, and this is a fantastic game for that.
Right.
So for that, I'm giving it 8 out of 10. I think it's very enjoyable. The components and art don't hurt at all. Yeah, I don't know. I want to play 80 times, but I think for what I want, this is a game, oddly enough, that if I was not having the Dice Tower library here and was storing games in my house, I would strongly consider keeping this for guests.
Yeah.
This would be that kind of game for me.
I think you hit the nail on the head. I'm coming down at an 8 as well, and I think it's that what you said there, I think hits the nail on the head. This is almost like an after-dinner mint of a game.
Yes.
It has that perfect, we just finished having dinner, we're sipping on coffee after that meal, and let's engage in something very simple, not a ton of moving parts, pretty, cute theme, but, largely unnecessary, isn't going to help or hurt, and it'll be over in a few rounds. I mean, it's just, it's like an after-dinner little engagement, and then you put it away, and you don't play it every night, then it gets super stale. But every now and then, super cute and welcoming. 2 8s out of 10, folks, for Carnuta here. 1 to maybe get 4 guests. That's exactly it. Keep around so you can entertain some folks. Invite some people over, for goodness sake. Have some people over. Share a meal. That's going to do it for us, everybody. My name is Zee Garcia.
I'm Tom Vasel.
And we're going to do some shout-outs, yes?
Yeah, thank you to Ryan Wuntland, Sal and Alex, a.k.a. Salex, Peter Vetter, Greg Vennel de Clausen, James Orr, and Harland and Sarah Getzinger.
Love it. Thank you, everybody, for supporting us, and thank you for watching the video.
See y'all.
And we're going to see you. Bye.
Thanks for watching another video here on the Dice Tower. We really appreciate you stopping by and checking our things out. Thanks so much for joining us today. And hey, if you really like what we're doing here at the Dice Tower, then there are different ways to support the Dice Tower. One of those ways is through Patreon. We have links in the description to this video, and we have links to lots of other things we do down there, so definitely check it out. But either way, we're glad you watched us. Tell your friends about the Dice Tower. Until next time, though, I'm Tom Vasel, and I hope you enjoyed this video.